Alrighty, everyone, I'm back. It is time for Love 3, which is Loves 1, 2, and 3 remastered 100% glitchless with Heponwana. I've seen this run before, and I know you all are in for such an amazing treat today. So please, everyone, give up for Heponwana. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Heponwana, and this is Love 3. I'm doing a category I have never ran for an event, not quite this category before. I am going to be doing Love 1 plus 2 plus 3 remastered 100% glitchless, which is without a doubt the longest title of a category I have ever done. Throwing in that glitchless just puts the icing on the cake, because of course no glitches allowed. So, I believe the bid war trace flag was for buy. So let's go ahead and set up our style. And there we
Yep, can confirm.
are.
The buy flag did win that bid war.
So just show you all real quick, because the game is love, there is so much love options you could show in your character. Here are all of the different trace flags. We are going with the buy Pride trace flag. Showing love to all people through this game is fantastic. In this game, just a real quick rundown of what I'm going to do so you know what's going on. We are 5'8", who is that little stick figure on the left side of the screen. He's called 5'8" because he is 5 blocks wide, 8 blocks tall, makes him 5'8". He is going to run through a bunch of stages that are precision platformers, and even though this is precision platformers with a lot of death, a lot of stakes, hopefully not too many mistakes, we're going to keep it nice and chill and just have a good positive environment this whole time. And of course, do get donations in as we're going through. So, to start off the game, we go time attack mode. And you see there are all these characters, or all of these categories, characters. And so in this, we have Love 1 was the first game in the Love series, which had 2 different level sets, either the original or remastered when they put out Love 2, which had an additional set of levels, 16 levels in Love 1, 25 in Love 2, 25 in Love 3, and we're going to go through all of those, the remastered version of Love 1, 100%, which means every stage has a secret, and we need to collect that. I'll explain more as we go along, but time begins as select this category. That will be 3, 2, 1, go. So, in this game, we are 5'8", and as we run through the stages, there are 3 colors on every stage, not counting our very loved build by Pride flag behind us. I am stumbling words already. I have not had nearly enough coffee. But there's also black, which is the background. It is the color we run through. There is white, which is things that do things, be it jump pads or obstacles that kill us. And then green on this stage, but it'll be a different color on every stage, or the stage itself. That is the color you run on. And so we avoid these white spikes. Like I said, white can be dangerous or helpful, or it could be us. It could be all sorts of things. Some stages go real fast, some go real slow. That last one, really fast. And so the one other awesome thing you'll notice on each stage, so those are the secrets I'm collecting, those little symbols. Secrets on these stages, on the Love 1 stages, are pretty simple. You just have to grab them. Sometimes you have to find them. Other times, they'll be more hidden. The music on each stage is a unique song on each stage, and every song is a banger. If you do like this soundtrack, you can find it on Spotify. And then the other thing important to know is you'll see I'm putting down this little outline of myself. That is my checkpoint. You could put a checkpoint anywhere that is solid ground, and you will... I am just barely missing that jump. It will put your respawn point wherever you want. You cannot put it in midair, and you cannot put it where you will die. So if, let's say, a projectile would hit that checkpoint, it will destroy the checkpoint, and if you die, all the way back to beginning of the stage. The cake is not a lie in this game. We ran through that very hidden secret. Some of the secrets have a little bonus like boom to their character, like the cake not being a lie. This one, very well hidden secret because it was up above the stage in an area that did not look like you should be going to it. If you are familiar with Mega Man, you probably know Yoko bricks or Yoko blocks, you know, the things that go and disappear and reappear. There are quite a few of those in this game. So you might be wondering, what is the story of this game? I don't mean the story of its creation, but the story of who is 5-8 and what are they doing in this world? Well, 5-8 is the last survivor of an apocalyptic world, and 5-8 just has one simple mission, and it's a mission we can all get down with. Ooh, I accidentally slid my finger off the D-pad. That was my bad entirely. So 5-8's mission is in this apocalyptic world, 5-8 wants to find friends, and that's it. Such a simple cause, and we can all definitely get behind such a cause as finding friends. And so here we have these bounce pads, and we wait for number 5. There we go, 5th bounce on that last one. Could not get under that saw blade. A little jittery from either too much caffeine or too little caffeine. Jumps on this game can be incredibly precise, so we want to try to be as precise as possible. What's great on this game, no RNG. So, if you are playing on time attack or speedrun mode, there is no RNG in this game, and it is fantastic. Even when you choose, got stuck in the wall a little bit. There is a glitch back there that doesn't help you with the run, but it is possible to get stuck through walls. And because I just need a little bit of hydration, drink a little coffee, because you could tell I have not had nearly enough caffeine yet. And also, this is the hardest run of a speedrun. An auto-scroller. Nobody likes an auto-scroller. So, since we're just going to ride these platforms, right now it's a great time. If there are any announcements, go ahead and share them.
Absolutely. With the close of one bid war, another new bid war opens up in its place. The run for New Super Mario Bros., which is coming up right after Love 3 right now. We have an option for Mario vs. Luigi to play as. This bid war will close at the beginning of our next run of New Super Mario Bros., so now is the time to put in those bids for this bid war.
Alright, let's see more donations come in. And of course, we are now almost free from that most horrible of auto-scrollers, because we can only go as quick as this most forward of those bounce pads. There is no real variation on that stage, and like I said, no RNG, but we exit the auto-scroller to literally be in the belly of the beast. I love the fact that these stages can go from very mechanical feeling to very organic, very monstrous, all sorts of different flavors to it. This game is made by Fred Wood, who does the artwork and the design, does almost everything except the soundtrack, which is all made by James Bennett, who did amazing soundtracks, especially considering we are going to be going through 66 stages in this run, and each stage has its own song. Each one unique and different. Each one definitely worth a listen. And here, very hidden secret right there. And then we will go into the next stage, which we go from very organic and monstrous to incredibly mechanical. I think of this one as the assembly line factory. So we have a bunch of bullets coming down. If you're ever wondering what is the main difference between remastered and classic for the stages, it is shown in things like this stage, where in classic, the bullets move at a different speed than you. They're not as refined, and it makes it where running towards them like this is very awkward. I love the remastered stages, but it's great there are so many stages in this game. real good value proposition if you ever want to try it out. Great casual game. You could play it on Steam or you could get it on the Switch as well. And secret here, very secret. Once again, kind of out of bounds. And then we take a leap of faith, jump on down. I hesitated. Don't hesitate on this game. It is all about moving as quick as you can. Under control though. Ooh, barely did not make it through that. Making that cycle is nearly frame perfect. Speaking of frames, in this game, you move 60 frames per second. It's a very static speed of movement in this game. And anytime you move, you are moving at 1 frame per input at 60 frames per second. Very set speed, makes it very easy to get used to the movement of your character as you play through. This one, a little bit of a puzzle as we go through. Had to determine which teleporter I'd come out from. And now we are on the last stage of the Love 1 level set. So the last stage is kind of... I am barely missing those jumps. There we go. Last stage, you'll notice, has all of the stuff from the previous stages kind of showing up. The great thing about the games is the last stage of each level set is always what I call the final exam. You get to see all of the different techniques and abilities from earlier. Big jumps to get up here. Oh, and I thought I was on a slightly different cycle with these Yoko bricks, and there we go. And so we just keep going through essentially all of the things we have seen on the previous stages, and then after we get through just a tiny bit more, we're going to be in Love. And now we enter into the Love 2 level set, which one thing you'll notice with every stage when we always exit a stage going left or right, and we always enter the stage in the same movement direction as we exited the previous stage, which means always are moving. If you keep holding the direction button, you're always moving on the first frame, which is what the cycles in this game are all about, because this game is all about cycles. Also, Love 2 is all about Charlie the cat. There are 5 collectibles that are guarded by Charlie the cat. Charlie was Fred Wood's cat, unfortunately no longer with us, but no better way of immortalizing some love for an animal than through games. All know this week, with money being raised to help those wonderful fuzzy friends of ours. And there we go. This stage, a little bit tricky. It can be a little intense because of those flames and these jumps, but get on through. Another very mechanical feeling stage. This one's another one a lot like an assembly line or a factory. And we're just going to avoid these little beams of light coming up and try and remain on our best cycle. Almost perfect there. And it's all about just keeping up that good movement. We're almost at the top, and you're probably like, shouldn't we find a collectible before we leave? Yes, Charlie was hiding a collectible in that building all along. This stage, the theme of it, is all about these bouncy blocks or bouncy bullets. Just carefully maneuver around and through them. And then just need to know what is the timing to avoid getting bopped by these. There we go. And now another auto-scroller, more or less. We cannot go quicker than the cycle that I'm on. It is a cycle that's very hard to fall off of. But unlike that previous auto-scroller, we actually have to use our controller. We can't just kind of sit and drink coffee, no matter how much I would love to drink some more coffee. I am a coffee fiend. Ooh. Did not get my jump off there, and there we go. And up. And now, here's an example of putting a checkpoint down where something would kill it. And here we just want to avoid those. Continue on through. I normally run this game with the Ooh, not quite getting that. Slightly off on my cycle. There we go. I normally run this with the Trans Pride race flag, and I'll just say it's kind of the hard mode because it leaves a big white area right in the middle of the path behind you, which causes some projectiles to be completely hidden. So kind of fun racing with the Spy Trace flag on this one. Want to avoid these. These bounce pads are not lethal, but what they launch you into is slightly off on my timing. There we go. Have to do that nearly frame perfect because it's all about skipping as much as we can. And now we have a stage with all of these different guns just shooting at us, and we're just gonna try to avoid getting shot. You know, good advice in real life is do things to avoid getting shot. Let it shoot that door open for us, and away we go. And there's a stage with kind of, barely got hit. We'll wait right here. Barely have those things avoid hitting us in the head. And up we go. And just clean on through. Sometimes the secret is like on this stage where that secret was just in the middle of the walkway and you pretty much can't avoid it if you want. But on some stages, it's a little more out of the way. This one, it is a little bit out of the way. And what makes it kind of fun is there are two ways through that last stage. There is the way I went to get the collectible and requires you to pause some. And then if you play any percent, avoiding the collectible, you actually get through that last stage without ever stopping for an instant. It's all about just fluid, non-stop movement. So kind of fun playing this game. If you ever want to give it a shot, any percent versus 100%, just two completely different animals, changes the game entirely. Very well hidden secret here. We leave a checkpoint back there because we are going to want to bop back to our checkpoint after we go way out of bounds to find Charlie the cat watching over the collectible. Charlie is best kitty. Bullets can be a little bit intimidating. And we will just get past the saw blades. And there we go. And now for all of that downward motion we did on the last stage, we need to get all the way back up. So we're going to go back up this time with more of these Yoko bricks. And the timing on them is very tight and tense. We could get two at a time sometimes if we know what we're doing. Or we can end up jumping just a touch short, but all is good. Grab the secret collectible and fell slightly off our timing. Here, though, we want to have our timing perfect, so we are just going to hold right from the beginning until we get right here. Slide down perfectly like that, fall through that gap, get this secret, back to our checkpoint, and through this, these bullets come at the same speed we move, and through we are into what I consider the chillest stage. Saying about these circles just kind of has a chill vibe. The whole stage almost feels kind of like like a Persian rug design. Just want to run through. Do not put another checkpoint or you have to restart from the beginning of the stage. There is Charlie, and now back to this. And here we go. Wait for this to cycle around, and through we go. To now a super up-tempo stage to make up for that low-tempo stage. I'll throw down some checkpoints to let them just get bopped. Up we go. And you might be thinking, these guys look like they're in like helipods or helicopter pods. Like, what's going on with them? Well, we're going to see them once more in Love 2, but we will definitely see them in Love 3, and you will really learn what those helipods are all about. Oh, I was just a pixel off from the ideal cycle there. And there we go. And now another stage that really is very simple, but it can really cause, I don't know, anxiety if you don't know what you're doing, because those bullets moving up and down just really have this, I don't know, nerve-induced type of feel. It can really make you feel a little bit nervous, but truth be told, they're nice and easy. Just like these, nice and easy, as I die on them. You could get through 2 at one time if you do it right. And this stage has 2 cycles. We the first cycle, so we're not going through it. The first cycle is very hard anyways, so it's almost like we didn't even lose any time. And this next stage has something called Wizard Skip. I need to be quiet here. I'll explain why when I get to the quiet part, but we are going to do this in a perfect cycle right here. You are meant to use those little side platforms as safety spots. That's our final Charlie the Cat, but instead I did what's known as Wizard Skip. It's called Wizard Skip because that stage is called Wizard, but getting through that perfectly jumping back and forth is next to impossible, and pretty much is about frame perfect, pixel perfect type of movement. It feels really good when you do it, and when you don't do it, you have a good learning experience. More of these Yoko bricks. And let's hope, yes, we got through. Here you are meant to run left and right as this gun breaks this platform open. Instead, we will take 1 death to get it open quicker and get that collectible and run through. This is the last stage of Love 2 before the final stage, the final exam. And then we're on to Love 3, where secrets become truly secret. So here, it's all about jump control. Important thing with your jump in this game. Some games have it where jumping is all or nothing. This game has multiple heights of jumps you can do. And those, ooh, barely missed that. That is unfortunate. That might throw me a slightly off cycle. But you have high jump, you have little jumps, and you have a couple jumps in between. And knowing when to use them and how to use them is super important. Oh, I could not. When I said I was slightly off my cycle, that's what I meant. So now we'll take a big fall down here, and you'll notice final exam style. So here's that wizard area. Wizard elevators, we get up here. This music is full-on prog rock banger. I love this song so much. Like, the whole soundtrack is so good, but especially this one right here is one of my favorites. So we have just a little bit left with Love 2 Fuso, and then we are going to... I accidentally put a checkpoint. That is what happens when you put a checkpoint where it would die. That was entirely unintended. We will make up for that. We will definitely make up for that, but while I go back, if there are any announcements, it's a perfect time.
Sure thing. I saw in the chat that we're doing shoutouts. I'd like to give a shout out of my own to the Japanese Restream community. We're proud to partner with the Japanese RTA community to offer a Japanese language restream. If you prefer to watch the event with Japanese commentary, head over to twitch.tv/Japanese_restream or type !Japanese in chat. Thank you very much to them. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Shout outs to everyone watching right now, because of knowing that there are so many people watching this, enjoying this on hopefully a beautiful Sunday for everyone. And now we are back where I was. Let's pretend I never killed that checkpoint. That was me trying to show you what it's like when you lose your checkpoint. That's what happens. And instead, we just shrug it off, avoid these bullets, slide through, and now we are in Love 3. Love 3. The collectibles are no longer just collectibles. They are actually puzzles. Each of the following 25 stages is going to essentially have a mini game we are going to be solving. This one, you need that. need that, and you'll notice some pixels lit up. And then we get the last one, and it opens up an area right down here that's still very tight to get through. And this is actually the collectible for this stage. That is me bopping again, but all is fine. And then we are through into the second stage of Love 3. Take the music a little slower, a little more chill. Bring some definite vibes with it. So on this one, notice that little dimple on the ground to my left, right below me. We need to bring this saw blade over there, have it run over that dimple. Running over that dimple opens up this area, which is where the collectible is. You can also kill one of those saw blades if you have it ride the elevator or that platform incorrectly and you accidentally drop it into the abyss. Luckily, it will respawn, so you could still get 100%. This is one of these stages where normally we would glitch. We did not need to open that doorway. We could have glitched upwards, but the glitch is allowed. Can't do those glitches. That ruins the whole vibe of this whole event. So instead, we'll do some jump rope. 3, 4, 5. And doing jump rope 5 times opens up this area, which is where the secret is. Anytime you get the secret, you'll also know some of the traps in the stage turn off, like those guns just turned off. And now everyone's favorite, this is not my favorite. This is what I liken to, if you know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES, this is stage 2 essentially. Ooh, I got a little overzealous with my jumping. So it is underwater jumping through essentially the same thing as that radioactive seaweed in Turtles. The absolute worst. But just because it is a challenge doesn't mean it's not a fun game, even with a little bit of extra challenge. Now we need to wait in this water that is floating over air and fall into this block of water that is moving left and right. Physics, who needs them? Physics don't need to matter. And now we get a little up-tempo music as we enter into a conveyor belt-filled factory. And now for the secret, there's these little dots on that white area there. Those dots signified something was up, and what was up is the secret to jump through. And you can put your checkpoint on the conveyor belts, but keep in mind, things can hit them still and kill them. And now we're into a stage where we just keep cycling almost every floor from living to death. And you'll notice when I fell on that platform and this one, they kind of changed a little. Like just a pixel changed on them, and we're going to try and do that to quite a few platforms, like this one right here. And these ones right up here. We'll put a checkpoint there. Do not want any more checkpoints, because hitting all of those platforms activated secret jump pads that led to the secret. And now we're in a stage, I like to call this Donkey Kong. It's like Donkey Kong, but not quite Donkey Kong. We have the barrels coming at us, we're avoiding them. It's just not quite Donkey Kong, but really close to. We'll leave a checkpoint there because there is a weird looking block right over here, and hey, we hit that weird block and it activated somehow. And we need to take advantage of the few safe spots we have with checkpoints in case something goes wrong. We get this final block here, and if you look to the upper right, something flashed up there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, very rhythmic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and we're heading on up to where this thing opened, and then we want to land right like that, not quite falling through that thing that we had to fall real hard to break the ground open. We didn't want to fall through the ground, because that meant we could put a checkpoint at the exit of the stage. And here, activate that. These are incredibly tricky maneuver. These jump pads are not made to be easy to go through, but by hitting certain areas that activated pixels, we created a teleporter that put us into where the secret is. Forgive me as my pupper is in the room with me and is barking away at something, hopefully not causing too much distraction. And now, that is not the secret. I am just mistiming my jumps ever so slightly. We won't leave our checkpoint right there, and we also want to hit the jumps. Leave a checkpoint here. Because we got that one thing earlier, it opened up this area, which lets us get the actual secret. Then we go over here, lower that, jump through, and another one that's kind of Donkey Kong barrel inspired. You're probably like, those barrels don't look much like barrels from Donkey Kong. No, these do. These are the ones that are going to roll through the area. We have to hit these certain blocks. You'll see these lighting up. Put a checkpoint there. Hit that last one. If you hit all of them in one life, get up here. If you missed one, you have to go back and hit them all in one life. So it's not as easy as just getting through. That is not a secret there. That is a key. We need 3 keys right here to open this up. And there we go. And now we are inside what I think of as a giant pinball machine. We are just going to slide on through this pinball machine and work our way up to the top while avoiding a lot of things that are meant to cause us to fall backwards, fall down, get hurt. We'll leave a checkpoint right here because the secret is very secret here. You want to land right up here and then back to where we put that checkpoint and then hit these. And now the secret is active, but it's all the way back at the start of this stage. So all the way back down the very beginning. Be careful not to die because we are going all the way back to here. Hit the checkpoint to put us back at the end of the stage. And there we go. These secrets, when the game first came out, was so much fun to try and figure out how to get all of them because they really took a lot of kind of community spirit to work through how to find how these all work. So hitting these switches in the order that I'm hitting them. There we go. Fell a little off my cycle. Hitting them all in the right order will get you up here. And this here is the actual secret. But when the game first came out, it took a great community effort to try and figure out how to unlock all of these hidden things. In this stage, we have 2 types of blocks and these guns. There are white blocks and there are purple blocks. Purple because it's the purple stage. We need to destroy every white block. And when you destroy a purple block, they will come back in time. White blocks remain gone forever. So, you will put a thing right here, jump through. I need an audio cue. There we go. Had to hear that to make sure I hit some white blocks that were off screen. Just like anything else in this game, those white blocks will kill you if you were to touch them. I am trying to force my way through that. Do not force your way through things. And we just want to make sure we get every white block destroyed, and that will open the secret in this area. We will just keep jumping to manipulate the gun's aim. Oh. Okay, I am barely missing one up there. That is unfortunate. Was slightly off on my aim, but all is good. There we go. We get that last one. We get this secret, but that is not the actual secret. That just opens up this over here. then we want to very careful not to get bopped because our checkpoint is all the way back at the end of the stage because we don't want to have to replay through the stage. I mentioned before the helipods. They're back. However, there's some unoccupied ones, and I have a feeling we are going to have to steal one. And these things control, like if you had a bad shopping cart or shopping trolley at the grocery store combined with Flappy Bird. It is really awkward. Control these, and we need to get them to a few special locations to open the secret. This, as you can imagine, was definitely a very hard stage for the community to find the secret on when it first came. But here we go. And this is the secret area. And then we are now going to be in a midterm. Love 3 has a midterm exam. We have 4 quadrants here. Each one has one key to grab. The key looks like a secret, but no, the secret, I'm going to leave a checkpoint there. The secret is jumping off of the stage. When you get all of the keys, that place I jumped from becomes a dash pad and will fling you all the way left to exit the stage. Now I'm going to be a little quiet and show you Milo and Bork. Not part of the game, but up there was Kitty and Doggy, and we stole a car from the driver's exam at the midterm to get to the exit of the stage instead of going through all 4 parts of the exam. Don't steal cars, and also don't cheat on exams, but that's how you do it in the post-apocalyptic world of love. And so we are once again hitting certain pixels, and this is actually incredibly precise, including your jump control is very tight on this area. We've got 2 more of these pixels to hit. There's one, and the second one is here. You do that, and it opens up this area. That is the collectible at the end of this stage. And now we just need to get out of here. Not going to make it, but there's no harm in dying. When you play time attack mode, all is good with losing lives. Have as many as you want. One of the things that makes this game incredibly fun and fair is you have all of the lives. So never feel bad if you're playing this game and you keep dying. Never feel bad about it because 5.8 is very resilient. Unless you're playing on other modes besides time attack or speedrun mode, in which case 5.8 might have limited lives. We get to the end after activating a couple little blocks earlier, and it resets the direction of everything. And there we go. We are now clean from here. We want to leave a checkpoint right there. We do not want a checkpoint anywhere else because we'll grab this, which is not a collectible, it's a key. The keys will destroy these dotted floors, like these right here. If you had a checkpoint on one of those dotted floors, your checkpoint will die. So do not put a checkpoint like right here because that floor breaks. Fun thing about these helipods, you could crash them into walls. You survive the crash, the wall doesn't. So we're just going to destroy those, and I'm sure there's got to be a reason I did that. We'll come back to that. You know, we'll think about why I destroyed that. Instead, we're just gonna. Ooh. Trust me when I say Flappy Bird meets a bad shopping cart is what we're doing right here. And this is why we destroyed it earlier and had a checkpoint here because it's all... Ooh, I got a little greedy. Tried beating that bouncy dot. But it's all about knowing where to put a checkpoint and hopefully not die unnecessarily to get through everything. On this stage, we could speed up these things when we stand on those switches, but we cannot speed them up when we're inside of them. We need to hit this pixel to the far right, and then to the left, and then get back in here in a hurry. had to do it in that order. Other order would not work. We have one more of these to do. This one moves as fast as we do, so do not hesitate. Just keep moving. There's the last one. That is not the secret. That is activating this area to activate this key, which opens the door over here to get the secret. These secrets are very complicated. So now we just need to finish up this stage, run on through. We'll put a checkpoint in case we die. We'll put one in the middle here. It's complete. And now the stage I call Ghost, because it feels like there are just a bunch of ghosts dancing around on this stage. Getting the collectible requires knowing where to bounce. Very interesting stage for how complex it is to find these secrets. And with that, we have the secret collected. Then a very tricky upward ascent. We want to stay on a good cycle, because if our cycle falls off, we could end up being stuck behind one of those ghosts. On this floor, or this stage, these little platforms will drop down. I jumped a little big there. It is all about jump control. Also, when they come back up, they turn white, and when they are white, they will kill you. So do not touch one when it's coming up, only when it's riding down. You'll notice as I run across these little white dots, half of them disappear. You could probably guess how the secret of this stage is accessed. And if you guessed it is involving getting all these white dots disappeared, you are correct. You'll also notice that the floor, the white dangerous floor, kept getting closer and closer to me with each fall or each level down, making it where your jump went from big jumps to littler jumps to the smallest jumps possible. This game really does push your skill on jump control. Now, we are kind of at the home stretch. There is not much left. Only a few stages left. Oh, barely did not reset in time to get on that. These are really cool because... That's my bad. These are really cool because they move the same speed as you. So it's all about just moving with them. And we are activating a little jump pad that gets us into where the secret is kept, a final little water area, and not a final water area, but there's actually more water areas coming up. This, though, is very, very tricky. I'm going to take it a little slow, because we have to ride those things to get up here. And now, we're pretty much climbing up an elevator shaft. Could do this the right way or the fast way. We're doing it the fast way because it's also needed for 100%. Instead of falling down shafts that have dangerous laser beams going and then riding up this shaft with these bouncy platforms, we instead go up there with a helipod, activates the secret, then we will go back up and use these jump pads. They are a little trickier. Flying is just so much faster and easier. And now we're on the final stage before the final exam. So, final stage of normal new stuff, and then we have a final exam, which, like with the midterm on this area, it's going to be 4 different tests. And of those 4 tests, we are actually going to have to complete all of them. Cannot cheat through them. And now we are on the final part of the game. We have to get 4 keys to activate the final exit of the stage. Hopefully did this right. Yes, I did. A little bit of water. This is also where the biggest glitch in the game is normally used. We normally skip this area because you could glitch to avoid all of it, and you just warp right up here. But We are not doing that, so instead we took the long way. 2 more parts of this exam to go, and then we are done. Here, you need to solve what order to hit these buttons. And make sure you do not put a checkpoint, because we want to teleport back to our checkpoint, and time is coming up really soon. So we need to do this final exam part. We will activate this machine. Time will be when we fall through the floor. So time is coming up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. And so, getting 100% gives us the best ending of the game. 5-8 was looking for friends. Didn't just find 1 or 2 friends. Found all the friends. He rescued them from the stages along the way, and they are all here. If you do not get 100%, instead of falling through a hole in the floor at the end, you will jump out of this building and fall into that snowbank that we ran across, and just kind of poof into the snowbank and disappear. Instead, got to see friends. What's great is this game, as you play through, it has leaderboards. It will tell you how you did. It will tell you if you found 100% of the secrets. If you're playing in not time attack mode and you want to play casually or learn the game, there is slow-mo you could turn on. Like, this game is fantastic. I encourage anyone who loves a game with just full type of vibes while still being a precision platformer, give this a shot. It's a lot of fun and But thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me show you the love. Thank you for bidding on the Buy Pride trace flag to follow behind 5-8 during this run. And thank you for supporting the animals. Keep donations coming in, and luck, and much love to all of the runners for the rest of today and the rest of the event.
Folks, chat, everyone, give it up one more time for Heponwana. Congratulations on such an amazing run. We all love to see it. This is exactly the chill platformer vibe I was getting at. This was an amazing run overall, so congrats, Heponwana. Alrighty, everyone. That concludes our Love 3, which is Love 1, 2, and 3 speedrun. We have some more amazing speedruns coming up. The next of which is New Super Mario Bros. By mchen338. So, if you'd like to see some Mario and or Luigi action, stay tuned. Speaking of which, that bid war for this run, for this upcoming run, is closing very, very soon. If you'd like to determine whether our speedrunner plays as Mario or Luigi, now is the time to get in those donations. But wait, there's more. We're also running a 2-for-1 offer right now. If you donate to vote on this bid war, you can also put those donations towards our ongoing incentive for the run after that for Anton Blast. If you'd like to see all collectibles collected in Hell's Manor and Anton Blast, you can put your donations towards that as well. So, type an ! Donate in the chat, and let's see those roll in. But that is what awaits you for these next few runs. So, I will leave it at that for now. Let's get set up for our next run. I'll see you in a bit. Stay classy, everyone. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time joining us, or if you have no idea what this is No Glitches Allowed 2025, a video game speedrunning marathon where we are raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. This is why we're all here today, folks. So I hope you're ready to gear up for some amazing speedruns and to help out some homeless dogs and to save the animals. So thank you for joining us today.